Hello everyone. Taking a little ride down Highway 205. Heading from the little crossroads of New Salem. You can't really call it a town in a proper sense. It's like so many little crossroads out here. It's a little small community, but not big enough to be incorporated. So just thought we'd come out and ride here a little bit. I headed back toward the house. I've had a really nice ride. Thought I'd just cruise on back. This road goes into a little town of Oakboro. Oakboro has changed a lot over the years, but it's still pretty much a sleepy little town. It does have several stoplights, so it is bigger than the little town of Stanfield. But, oh, I got some dust right here. I don't know where that came from. But, like I said, it's changed a while. Back in, gosh, I don't even know when this was. He's 26, my son's 26 tomorrow. I think it was about 4, so it must have been 12 years ago. Maybe 12 years ago. My sister gave him a remote control airplane kit. All the stuff he needed, the flight box with the battery and the fuel and the radio and everything. And all we had to do was put that thing together. Well, I never had anything to do with any, airplanes like that before, and so we struggled with it. And finally, after a while, I managed to get it put together in some sort of a fashion. And we went looking for a place to fly it. And there was a hobby shop in Oakboro, right here near one of the main little stoplights down here, a little farther. And nice guy in there owned the place. Fixed me up with a few other little nicks and knacks and said, yeah, as a matter of fact, I own a field. I've got one just down the road here a couple of miles. And there's a club there, and this was the Rocky River Flyers, I believe, if I'm remembering it right. It's been a while. But went down there and met a bunch of really super people that kind of took us under their wing and agreed to teach my son how to fly his airplane and showed me how to fix all the things I had done wrong on the airplane. It seems like he would fly it once and something would happen and I would spend the next 10-15 minutes working on it, get it going again, and they take him, let him fly again. And they used a buddy box. You have your main radio, and then through a cable that's connected to it, you have another radio, and that way the instructor can take control of the airplane at any time, so that hopefully you'll keep from destroying it. The statistics are pretty cool on this stuff. If you get yourself a remote control airplane, and this may not be true for the newest ones, but that have all these electronic aids, but to help you out. But back in the day when we did this 12 years ago, it was just an airplane and you had to do all the controlling. And the average life of a remote control airplane with somebody who had never been trained and didn't know how to fly it is 28 seconds. Now that's not very long, and you got to consider a lot of people don't make it the full 28 seconds. That's the average. And we were lucky. We met some great people, helped us out, trained my son, and once they had him trained pretty good, I watched them and they helped me, and I was too proud to, and I really didn't want to take up any more of their time. They were so nice. They spent so much time with him training. They weren't even flying their own airplanes that they'd come out there. They would just get there and work with him, Saturday and Sunday after Saturday and Sunday for many weeks to get him to where he was able to solo and fly on his own. And I didn't want to tie him up too by asking him to train me, so I watched what they did and got a plane of my own and put it together. And I learned a few things in since building his, and so I did it right the first time. And they would all go to lunch about 12 o'clock. And I would give my son some money, and they would take him with them, and they'd talk airplanes and all that. And they'd go into the town a few miles away to a restaurant there and eat lunch.
Well, I would stay behind. That was when I would fly. I'd be there all by myself, and so I would fire up my airplane and take it off. Well, it got to be a real funny joke with them, because when they would come back about 45 minutes to an hour later, they knew I was having a bad day if the plane was already packed up and in the car. And you know, I hit a tree a couple of times. I bent the landing gear a few times. I broke the prop. I flipped it over on its back, landing it a few times. Never did really pile it in and destroy it, but I did bang it up a lot. But finally it got to the point where they'd come back from lunch and my plane would be sitting there just pretty as she was when they left, and a big old smile on my face. And that's what it took to learn to fly. And, you know, just it was really a community. It was just a bunch of guys, you know, and it was, I mean, you could go flying. I can go fly anywhere. I can go out in my backyard and fly a little remote control airplane, but it's not the same. You don't have the guys there with you. You know, your support group, the guys that sit there and talk and joke, and you have a common interest. Just like most of us who are, you know, you guys who are watching this, you have a common interest with me as far as motorcycles and riding, and maybe even vlogging. And you know, that's a lot of that carries over to motorcycles and motorcycle riding. Everybody I meet on a bike, everybody I talk to that has one, we all have that connection. And everybody's friendly. Everybody, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, what your political leanings are, or how old you are, or whether you're a kid or an old fart like me. I mean, you know, everybody has something to talk about. Everybody admires each other's bikes, and you know, you want to know how it runs, or how, you know, what it feels like to ride it, or, you know, start telling stories about, for me, back in the day when I used to have a sport bike, and we used to ride a lot of motocross and enduros and just trail ride. All the times I rode to school in the rain and the cold and all that, just so I could have a better place to park. You know, it's just a sense of community. It's what makes it special. And you guys make it special. You know, I wouldn't be doing these vlogs if it wasn't special. It didn't make me feel good, if it didn't make me feel like part of the community. And maybe you guys feel the same way. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you do. Okay, well, we're getting ready to come into the little community of Oakboro. And I'll ride you through part of it. It's, like I said, nice little town. Got to slow her down. They have a like a lot of little towns like this, they have county, not county fairs, but they have, you know, little town fairs and things like that. They get the little carnivals in there, you know, with the small rides and all that. They have concerts and things like that. It's really nice. Excuse me. Oh well, you got to slow her down here, getting into the big town. One thing about the little towns around this area of the country, I hope you can get out here and get a chance to ride around, enjoy some of the scenery that I do, but I want to give you just a little warning. When you get in the city limits of Locust or Oakboro or Stanfield or Big Lick, Frog Pond, any of these little towns, keep it pretty close to the speed limit, because times are tough and the cities need money, and believe me, they're going to have a cop there. Okay, right here directly in front of us, in that little store that's got the little blue dress hanging in the window, that used to be the hobby shop. Yep, that hobby shop had to close, and I don't want to go into all the reasons. But, oh, here's the Oakboro Music Hall. Used to bring in a lot of live music there. I don't know if they still do. But I heard some good bands there. But this is the little town. It's pretty typical for a small town, you know. But the hobby shop is no more. The flying field down there, the Rocky River Flyers, as far as I know, are no longer in existence. I'll reserve that vlog for another day for what happened. It's really kind of interesting. Well, it was to me what happened, and But I moved on. My son and I moved on to another field. Moved on to one in Cabarrus County, which is north of here, and met a great bunch of guys there. A lot of the guys that were at the old club came with us. Kind of moved in mass, and we really enjoyed it there. Well, this is this is Oakboro. You know, you can see most of the stuff here. I want to show you one thing up here. Some of you may know that I've been in the tractor business, or was in the tractor business, for 35 years. And this was coming up on one of my main competitors, but also one of my customers. You know, you end up getting somebody else's brand of equipment in there, and you got to call and get their, you know, and get the right parts for it. And there's Oakboro Tractor. I think they sell mostly Mahindras now. A few other things, but pretty cool. Oakboro Elementary. Boy, I have spent many a day on their ball field. My son went to, and daughter went to schools over near me, and they, everybody played baseball, basketball. Didn't have a lot of football. Most footballs around here is mostly for the high school and junior high, but pretty cool. Alrighty, well, I'll bop out now, and hope you guys have a great day. It's been a super ride for me. And again, we got to keep the speed down, because they like to get you around here. All right, well, you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.